I really believe the problem of biblical literacy, really goes back to the fact that the majority of our church leaders have not been teaching God's word beginning in Genesis 1 to 11. The majority of them, not all, of course, but the majority have compromised Genesis with evolution, millions of years, or say it doesn't matter, or we can't know, or they're too intimidated to teach it. And that's the problem. And you see, what's happened is we've seen a generational loss from the church. Generation Z are down to probably less than 9% church attendance now. And the majority of kids, 85% at least, of kids from church homes have gone through the secular, which means anti-God. You're either for Christ or against. There's no neutrality. The secular education system, and they've been indoctrinated in a secular worldview, indoctrinated in evolution and millions of years. And they come to our churches. A majority of pastors have told them, you can believe all that. You can believe what's taught at school. Just trust in Jesus, Johnny. But you see, they start to realize if you can't trust the history in the Bible at the beginning, how can you trust any of it? And Genesis 1 to 11 is the foundation for everything. There's nothing it's not the foundation for. Now, when you think of even the LGBT movement and talking about gender issues and gay marriage and so on, we need to raise up generations who understand you start from Genesis 1 to 11. God made the first man and woman, male and female, Genesis 1:27, only two genders. He made the first marriage, Adam and Eve, Adam from dust, woman from his side. And the first marriage was one man and one woman. And so even in the New Testament, when Jesus was asked about marriage, he refers back to the historicity of Genesis 1:27, saying, haven't you read, he made them male and female, and then quotes Genesis 2:24, or the text of that, you become one because you're one flesh, the creation of Adam and Eve, the creation of marriage. And so if you want to raise up generations who know what they believe as Christians, have a Christian worldview, you have to start from Genesis 1 to 11. And because Genesis has been so attacked and so many pastors have caved in regard to that attack, a lot of churches have resorted to very shallow teaching, watering down the teaching of the word, increasing entertainment, particularly in regard to music. I'm not against music. I love good music, but music has become the center, actually, or the focus of a lot of churches. And a lot of the songs they sing are theologically not accurate and or don't have any theology much at all. And that's a problem. And the way to deal with this, we need to be teaching the foundations of Genesis 1 to 11, but also teaching apologetics, because that's been missing from much of the church. Because of all the attacks on God's word, people want to have answers to Cain's wife and dinosaurs, and how do you know there's a God, and how do you know you can trust the Bible, and what about fossils, and so on. And because that hasn't been done in our churches, many of the young people have thought that, well, what they were taught at school, public school, was right, and therefore they walk away from the church. And so it's a very important issue to understand what has happened and what we need to do about it.